Microsoft once stood as the titan of tech and gaming, but these days, the company is navigating some seriously turbulent waters. Massive layoffs, studio closures, and a drought of exciting new Xbox games are painting a grim picture. What's really going on behind the scenes at Xbox? And what does this mean for the future of some of gaming's biggest franchises? Today, we're diving deep into Microsoft's ongoing struggles, their recent wave of layoffs, and what it could mean for Xbox gamers worldwide. Now, let's understand the background of Microsoft's rough patch and massive layoffs. Microsoft isn't just any company. It was once the biggest on the planet. But lately, it's been facing some hard times. The past few years have seen waves of layoffs, cutting through all branches of the company. Xbox, their gaming division, hasn't been spared. In 2023 alone, Microsoft let go of 11,000 employees, shutting down beloved studios like Tango Gameworks, the team behind Hi-Fi Rush. It's almost cruel irony that a studio nominated for Game of the Year and fresh off a successful launch would be closed so quickly. Fast forward to May 13th, 2025. Microsoft announces another round of layoffs, cutting 6,100 jobs, around 3% of its global workforce. Eurogamer reports that Xbox's division will again be hit hard. The truth is, Xbox isn't selling consoles like before. Game Pass subscriptions are dipping, and new games often fail to impress critics and fans. This raises tough questions. When will Microsoft wake up to these issues? How long can Xbox keep surviving on this shaky ground? Yes, Doom. The Dark Ages recently launched to some praise, and we even covered it in our first impressions. But Microsoft needs more than a few solid games from Bethesda's back catalog. They own huge studios, Activision Blizzard, Bethesda, Ninja Theory, and yet the games aren't living up to expectations. Take Redfall, for example, visually impressive but short and lacking depth. Microsoft's vast resources and studios should be delivering blockbusters, but instead, we're stuck in a drought. Layoffs across the gaming industry are nothing new. Overinflated hiring during boom years had to correct itself eventually. Microsoft's been no exception. After acquiring Activision Blizzard, nearly 2,000 people were cut from that studio alone in early 2024. Other closures include Arcane Austin and last year's 650 layoffs in Xbox proper. The problem? These cuts don't seem to translate into better games. Instead, they feel like band-aids on a bleeding wound. Microsoft says it's implementing necessary organizational changes to better position the company for success. But what success looks like remains unclear when games continue to underperform. For many, Xbox's identity lives in its iconic franchises, Halo, Gears of War, and Forza. But today, those names feel more like relics than powerhouses. Halo, once the flagship shooter that defined Xbox's place in gaming, has seen 3 disappointing releases in a row. 343 Industries shuffled leadership, but kept betting on formula that's clearly not working. A Gears is due for a remaster/remake after years of silence. Whether it will meet expectations remains to be seen. Forza had just one major release last year, Forza Motorsport, which critics and fans slammed as a disaster. We're still waiting on Forza Horizon 6. Microsoft needs these franchises to work because they carry Xbox's legacy. But the continued lack of quality and innovation threatens to erase that legacy entirely. Microsoft's mistake? Playing it too safe. They have massive cash reserves and hundreds of studios at their disposal. Yet, instead of risking big-budget projects that could reignite their brand, they seem content churning out low-risk, low-reward games. Redfall is a prime example. A mid-budget game released day one on Game Pass, designed more to fill a quota than to inspire. If Xbox wants to stop the cycle of layoffs, it needs to focus on delivering exceptional products. Great games will sell themselves. Look no further than the success stories of franchises that were once dead but revived with quality releases. Imagine a new Halo that recaptures the magic, or Gears that pushes the series forward, or finally Horizon 6 dropping after years of anticipation. These would bring players back in droves. Microsoft must also nurture new IPs and innovative ideas instead of canceling promising projects like Scalebound, which had tons of hype but was quietly shelved. Right now, Xbox's future feels uncertain. The console itself seems like a secondary priority to Microsoft's subscription focus. That leaves gamers wondering, will Xbox innovate or continue to coast? Will layoffs and studio closures keep happening with no clear improvement in game quality? The good news is Microsoft's size and resources mean they can turn things around. But it requires a bold shakeup, bringing in fresh talent and ideas, and most importantly, committing to quality over quantity. Until then, we're likely to see more layoffs, more studio closures, and a continued drought of must-play games. Microsoft's ongoing struggles with Xbox reflect a troubling disconnect between corporate decisions and the needs of gamers. Layoffs are a symptom of a deeper problem, a lack of vision and commitment to quality in their gaming division. Cutting thousands of jobs and closing studios might lower costs in the short term, but it doesn't build trust or excitement among fans. Xbox's core franchises, which once defined console gaming, are now struggling to keep relevance. Halo, Gears, and Forza need a resurrection, not just a patch-up job. The reality is clear. If Microsoft continues on its current path, leaning into cost-cutting without reinvesting in innovation and quality, Xbox risks falling further behind competitors like Sony and Nintendo, who continue to deliver strong, exclusive titles. Xbox's strength has always been its studios and the unique franchises they produce. Maintaining a healthy, creative workforce is essential. Instead of repeatedly shedding talent, Microsoft should seize this moment to rebuild thoughtfully, attracting visionary developers who can push these franchises forward and create exciting new experiences. Microsoft must also reconsider its Game Pass strategy. While day-one releases and subscription models offer accessibility, they may discourage high-budget productions if profits are uncertain. Finding the balance between accessibility and investing in blockbuster titles is key. The legacy and future of Xbox hang in the balance. With the right leadership and bold decisions, Microsoft can still reignite its gaming division's success, winning back players and restoring its reputation. But without change, the layoffs and failures will continue, leaving Xbox a shadow of its former self. For gamers, that means waiting longer for the games they love, risking losing franchises forever, and facing a future where Xbox is no longer a leading force in the industry. The question remains, will Microsoft wake up in time? Or is this the beginning of the end for Xbox as we know it? I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think Microsoft needs to do to save Xbox? Drop your opinions and join the discussion in the comments below. And remember, if you want to try the latest games without breaking the bank, Gamefly lets you rent physical copies and have them delivered right to your door. Check the link in the description and start your free trial today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date with all our gaming and nerd culture coverage. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you want, I can also help create an SEO-optimized title and thumbnail text for this video. Would you like me to?